What's going on, guys? It's your boy Backpack Mo, and I am here in Arlington, Virginia, right outside the HQ headquarters of the Amazon building. I am here near the Peruvian Brothers. This is one of my favorite restaurants that I've been trying to try out for a long time, and I'm going in to try Peruvian style dishes by two brothers. One of the guys I'm going to meet right now is named Giuseppe. He's going to show me around, talk about some food, and hey, let's get it.
So this is Andres. He's been with us for, 3 years now? 3 years. And he's gonna make a classic ceviche. We're grabbing the red snapper. It's a great fish. My dad's a fisherman right now in Peru, so we have a very high standard with what ceviche is all about.
Yes.
Here we've added a little bit of garlic, salt, pepper to season the fish.
Okay.
Right now, what the salt's doing is actually curing the fish.
Yeah, right. Because most people think when they think, oh, it's a raw fish, or I'm eating raw, but just like you said, it's just kind of cooking it and curing it itself.
Right. Okay. Sushi is raw. This is actually being seasoned with the salt, the garlic, taking all the flavors out of it.
Okay.
Then we're adding some fresh squeezed lime juice. And this is the thing about the lime juice here. The lime juice here is not the same as the lime juice in Peru. We use different limes. Okay. So here we use fresh squeezed lime juice, and then we add the lime. What the lime's doing right now is actually also cooking the fish. Okay. It's marinating the fish. Right. So usually when you order ceviche, you want to eat it at the moment. We don't like to do ceviche to go or anything like that. You're gonna eat it within an hour, because then the fish is gonna be overcooked. Okay. Just like if you're cooking it on the stove. Right. You want to eat the meats. Don't eat it overcooked. You want to eat it at its point. So then we have some julienne onions, and this is what and a little bit of parsley. So all this time the ceviche is just being cooked, and then to top it off right now, because of the acidity of the lime juice here that is different to Peru, we add a splash of evaporated milk. Okay. Just to cut that acidity. And it brings some color to it too, like it's nice brightness. Correct. Right. Okay. And then what the juice is right there is called tiger's milk. Leche de tigre. Okay. And I'm gonna give you a little advice. Yeah. People in Peru, after they go out the night before, yes, they go to restaurants, and in restaurants they actually just sell the tiger's milk, and it's, in my opinion, the best hangover cure. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. And then he's gonna plate it here. It's usually, this is all for the restaurant, but for us, the best toppings to go are corn that we boil with a little bit of sugar just to give it a little bit of sweetness. That's this right here? The corn? The corn. Okay. And that's Peruvian corn. We also export that from Peru. And then we could do, this is a different type of corn called maíz chulpe that we saute with a little bit of oil, and then the sweet potatoes. Okay. And for me right there, you cannot go more ceviche clásico than it is. Nowadays, there's a lot of different combinations and things that you can think of. But the ceviche clásico, that's what it's all about. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. I'm really hungry. I really definitely want to. Well, let's go enjoy it. Thank you, Chef. Thanks, Andres. That's true. Thank you.
All right. So here we are with the ceviche. Is it trying to mix everything together, or is there a particular way?
It's as you wish.
Okay.
As you wish. I usually like to grab a little bit of fish, a little bit of corn. Just go at it.
All right, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. So let's see. Fish, corn. I like the kernels, or the larger ones too.
Real corn, Peruvian corn.
Yeah. Oh, and it's so fresh. Like the red snapper is an amazing choice to go with it too. The onions, a little bit of saltiness too, and then
nothing overpowering.
Nothing overpowering. Like everything is distinct in its own. You can taste it all together, but you can taste the freshness of the fish. You can taste the onions, a little bit of salt, the softness of the corn, and then the crunchiness of the other corn.
I really enjoy it. And my dad is our biggest critic when it comes, especially to ceviche. Right. To everything in life, to be honest with you.
Right.
But to ceviche, because he's a fisherman right now. He's currently right now in Peru. getting fresh scallops from the bottom of the ocean. And this is all as organic, fresh as you can think of. And you know, I'm kind of envy of him because he works with us for about 7 months out of the year, but then he goes and fish for the other 3-4 months, and then he sends us pictures of all these, like, you know, I'm 6'4", I went to 2 Olympics, and everybody's like, oh, why, how? I'm like, I ate fresh fish when I was growing up.
That's the secret. That's that.
I ate fresh food. I ate good food.
Right.
Now I have a daughter and a son, and they're babies, and it's hard and expensive, but I try to give them the best food that I can.
Yeah.
And I know they won't be able to eat as organic, fresh, and everything like I did in Peru because of different circumstances, but we try the best because it's very important for us.
I love the sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Like everything is.
It's a balance of flavor, and we enjoy it. The reason we try to be so detail oriented in this restaurant is because my birthday party we had at this restaurant. My best friend's birthday party we had it at this restaurant. You know, we want a place for my kids to grow and work here.
Of course.
We want people to come here and be like, oh, I want to come back here.
Right. I think people can see that too. I mean, sometimes when you become like the guy, you know, then you may not be as hands-on, but I saw you back working the counter and, you know, helping out with the staff. And, you know,
I never want to teach something that I haven't done.
Right.
From washing dishes, to mopping the floor, to serving customers. I tell like cashiers here, I'm like, listen, your position is not just a cashier. You're the person representing our company.
Right.
Your position is one of the most important positions here because you get to explain to somebody that probably never eat Peruvian food before, what is Peruvian food? Right. The people in the back of the house marinating the chickens. I told you earlier, if you don't literally put your fingers in between the chicken breast and the skin and the thighs on the skin and everything, like you're not gonna get that marinade, you're not gonna get that flavor.
Right.
If we don't do the chicken, you know, 48 hours in advance so the marinade really gets into it, you're not gonna get the flavor. It's just little details done right. And I never tell people to rush.
Right.
I tell people, do it right, and the speed will come with time.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. I love it. It's great, and like you can tell that the staff is very about it, and it all starts from the top. You know what I mean? So definitely A1.
Andres, the guy that made ceviche, he's from Bolivia. His dad's not a fisherman, but Andres started with us in a food truck and worked his way up. He came in, he wanted a job. He's a great guy. He's very detail oriented, and he's learned to be a leader. He's learned to make the Peruvian dishes, and now he's teaching other people how to be a leader and how to make the Peruvian dishes. Like we don't want just somebody to come here and be like, I'm the manager. We want everybody to earn their spot, and I don't want them to call them manager. I want the people in the team to recognize them as leaders. Otherwise, it's not good. Otherwise, we're not gonna succeed.
Right. Amazing. Yeah. So in the food truck, what do you guys? So it's just sandwiches, or?
We have 3 food trucks. We have 4 food trucks, but one of the food trucks has a full kitchen inside. So we can make anything from rotisserie chicken to freshly baked empanadas to sandwiches. Food truck, we started with 5 sandwiches, 3 types of empanadas, a few sides, and obviously, you know, we have our alfajores, which is they're freshly baked in our kitchen, filled with dulce de leche, and I'm sure we'll have one for dessert.
Okay. Yeah,
and the one thing I tell people is do not share alfajores because you will probably get in a fight.
Okay. All right. I don't want to fight you. Man. You're a 2-time Olympian. Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is honestly, I don't get to eat these dishes much.
Right.
I get to try them. But when you told me, like, yeah, let's try some dishes, I'm like, I get excited because I actually get to sit down, talk about the dish, which is what I like, which is what I do all the time.
Right.
But I never actually get to enjoy it and talk about it. So it's like a win-win for me.
I'm a big foodie. I've worked in the restaurant for many years. And like I said, I've been all over the world and I've tried different cuisines. And I'm also one of the ones that's like, I'm not picky about anything. Like, all food I eat. And that's the way I grew up, is because if you didn't eat, then what was made, then you weren't eating. I didn't have the option of, oh, I want this, or I didn't like this. And I just knew to grow up to have each and everything, and and then traveling the world and trying new things and experiencing new things. I love it. So there's not one dish out there that I would say no. Oh, I don't like this, or I'm picky about anything. So I'm the hardest person when somebody's asking, hey, what should we eat? I was like, well, I eat everything. So there's really hard for me to tell you like how I feel about certain things too.
It's great. The conversation that we're having right now is what I want to have everybody to have in our restaurants, with our food. Let's talk about the food and get along.
Right.
It's not hard to get along. But unfortunately, people don't see other cultures, people don't see other countries.
Yeah.
People don't talk enough to each other.
Right.
And unfortunately, we focus on the negatives.
I think I always say this every time I travel or I interact with people. They ask, well, how is it over there? Or how are these people over there? And I said, essentially, we're all the same. The only difference is the language. We all want to have a good time. We all want to be around good people. Everybody wants that. We are humans in nature. So the language is the only pretty much, there's some small things and differences, but that really separates us apart. If we all kind of really spoke a universal language in a sense that way, I think more people would, kind of get along and understand that.
I have 3 friends that they live in the area. One's from Iran, one from Palestine, and one is American.
Yeah.
We joke, we get along great.
Yeah.
There's no reason why, and we share foods. I love Iranian, I love Palestinian food, and our American friend loves our food too.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win for everybody.
Right.
And it's something that I think through food, it's something that we can get a lot farther.
Right.
Chef Jose Andres says it best, he wants to build longer tables. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to have everybody have a good time, come to Peruvian Brothers and eat good Peruvian food and get to know other people and get to know a different culture.
Yeah, that's definitely what brings us together. Yeah. And food is a great start to bring us together.
How can it not?
Right, exactly. Right. We all have to eat at some point, so
Yeah. Not for nothing,
right.
But I think our ceviche is bomb.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're hoping to take a trip to celebrate my grandfather's 90th birthday in Peru in March, and I'm always like salivating for like these flavors. So this ceviche right now, because we live right on the coast, this ceviche is bringing the taste buds up again.
Yeah,
I'm ready to go.
One of my favorite towns areas, I was in Barranco.
Yeah, Barranco is great.
Yeah, and it's nice in the culinary thing and just gastropub and everything. It's amazing.
Barranco is one of my favorite places in Peru. That town has so much culture and art and food and atmosphere and just the genre of people that are there are great.
That would be me if I lived there. That would be where
you haven't come to my town yet.
It's on the docket, okay? Don't worry about it.
We've been in business for over 11 years, and we started as a food truck with the food that we miss the most. And we started with one food truck, and then we opened the second food truck on the second day. We opened the third food truck on the third year. And then people were like, well, what's up with the brick and mortar?
Right.
So we waited a little bit because we want to really get established, and there was a lot of business out of the food trucks and of catering. I mean, we've brought our food truck to beaches and literally pulled the food truck on sand and then served a whole wedding out of there.
Oh wow.
And we've done a lot of work with Embassy of Peru.
Okay.
A lot of nonprofit work with the Embassy of Peru. The ambassador on year 2, one of the big nonprofit works that we did with them, he called us gastro diplomats. So at that point, you get in your head, you're not only selling, it's not only your restaurant, you're selling food for your country.
Of course,
you're representing your country. Of course, and that was the one thing that really hit me hard, because my previous life, I represented the U.S. I'm a 2-time Olympian for Team USA for the sport of rowing.
Yeah.
And I was in the 2008 Olympics in Beijing and the 2012 Olympics in London.
Wow.
And always representing the U.S. But I'm originally from Peru, born and raised in Peru, and then came here, got my green card, my citizenship. And when I came back here, now I get to represent Peru not in sports, but in our culinary, which is in our food that is so well known all over the world. So it's a little bit harder. It's a big thing for us to be able to represent Peru in this light, which is the food.
Yeah.
And we don't only bring the food, like you see, we try to bring alpacas. We try to do live music, live entertainment. Our walls are painted with Peruvian art. We try to bring a little extra than just food. So when people come to our establishments, they think they want to go visit Peru and learn more about what our culture is all about, and not just one more country in Latin America.
Yes, definitely.
So no, we've worked a lot with the Embassy of Peru. We worked a lot with the Consulate of Peru, and mainly for kids in Peru that have a lesser opportunity than kids have here. We want to make sure that the kids in Peru have a better opportunity of seeing the world out there.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love the whole idea, and then I love Peruvian style cuisine. I've been to Peru before, and I was telling myself, I was like, once I found this place, I was like, all right, I definitely want to make it happen. So it's great. And like I said, I've been all over the world, and I will stand on this and say Peruvian food is, everywhere I've been, is ranks #1 for me.
No way.
Yeah. So
way.
You're not gonna believe you're not gonna believe this, right? All right, here we are.
Stamp? Where's the stamp? Right
the
there.
Peruvian stamp is right here.
I love this, man.
So you see the Nazca lines, like whatever.
Oh, I know what the stamp of Peru looks like.
Yeah,
man.
right. And then so this was the date that I was there in 2020.
2023.
Yes, yeah, man. So it was a great time, bro.
I love it. I love the ink. I did the Inca Trail.
Okay.
When you do the Inca Trail, you get a stamp to do the Inca Trail too. So I made sure I have my passport there to get a stamp.
Oh, yeah.
And have that record. Like
it separates different from
my
the other
passport is one of the most precious things that I have, because you grow, you forget. At least I like to work to be able to see the country, to see the world. Because for me, there will be a lot less conflict in the world if we travel more.
Yeah, you're right.
If people from Latin America come to the U.S. and people from the U.S. go to Latin America, or you go east to west, and because you make friends in high school and college and beyond there, and then you get to see how other people see the world.
Yeah.
And I feel like right now we're having all these conflicts all over the world, because this is like the older generations that don't get to see how the other people do.
Yeah.
And even people coming from Latin America into the U.S. I had to come in from Latin America to the U.S. I was lucky enough that I came here, legally with to see with a green card on the way. But nobody leaves their countries because they're having a great time in their countries. They come here because they need a better opportunity.
Correct.
And that's something that I try to emphasize to everybody. It's like, people come to this country to look for a better opportunity, to give their kids a better opportunity. That's how my parents came here, to give us a better opportunity. I mean, there were people graduating from colleges when I came here in 1997. You graduate from college, and nothing bad with being a taxi driver, but if you spend all this time going to college, then you want to work on something that is college related.
Right.
But there was not that much opportunity. So when my parents saw that and how bad our country was, we had to immigrate from Peru here. Even though we grew up in a beautiful place called La Punta, the Point, surrounded by water with family and friends all over the place. Everybody was an aunt or a cousin or an uncle.
Yeah.
And then you move to a place like McLean, Virginia, where it's completely different. It's a cultural shock at its least. So, I've been living here now over 27 years, and I see everybody coming fresh off the boat.
Right.
Like I like to call myself still to this day, 27 years in. And it's something that I encourage people to not get discouraged at first. Peruvian brothers, we've been here for 11 years, but before that, there was another 18 years of grind, of seeing my parents work 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Every single day to give us a better future, to invest in this country, and to now we have about around 50 people working at Peruvian Brothers, and we have a great team, and that's what I tell people here. I never want to hire a manager. I never want to hire somebody that's going to come and lead the team. I want people to come in like we came, like my brother and I came from the bottom, making sandwiches, cleaning dishes, cleaning the floor, doing whatever we could to learn the business, So whenever we get a new person that is in the back of the house cleaning dishes, I'm like, listen, learn. And if you see something that we could do better, let us know.
Yeah.
We don't own the truth. We don't own the right way of doing things. We're doing things the way we do because of our experience. And my general manager, my operational manager, my managers, everybody here has started making sandwiches. Have started from the bottom and have worked their way up into managers, general manager, operational managers, shift leaders, and things like that. And that's my job as the owner and CEO, is to keep growing the business. So my promises to these people coming to work with us become reality of them actually being in charge of other people and learning and teaching those other people the same ways of, this is not just a restaurant. We're trying to show guests our culture.
Right. I think the most thing most people will say is when they think of Peruvian food, right? Like it has grown in a way, but all people know is Peruvian chicken, right? Most people are just like, oh, this is that one Peruvian chicken spot, but the depth of the food goes into so many different levels. You have obviously the Japanese influence inside. You have the indigenous people that lived over there, and you have close enough to the rainforest, Italians, and everything. So just like a recipe, when you're making something, you add all the ingredients, you're adding all the different cultures and all of these things together, and I think that's what makes Peruvian food so great. Because it's not so outlandish. There's simple ingredients that you can find in pretty much most countries, but the way that they blend everything together is just amazing.
To be quite honest with you, when we had the food trucks, we would only serve the sandwiches that we grew up eating,
right?
Empanadas that we grew up eating, and quinoa salad and wild rice that we grew up eating. And everybody's like, "Oh, you have Peruvian chicken." I'm like, "Well, no, we don't have Peruvian chicken because we're serving food out of a food truck." And then we started serving Peruvian chicken the first year that we opened the first restaurant 4 years ago, the one that we opened in La Cosecha in the Union Market area.
Okay.
And it was a great hit. 4 years later, we just got voted best Peruvian chicken in the Washington D.C. area by the Washington City paper. So we put a lot of love into it. We make sure that even the people that do the preparation in the back, I'm like, you have to make sure that seasoning goes everywhere in the chicken.
Yes.
We want to make sure that this Peruvian chicken grows as big as like the bolognese pasta, right, or the tacos or pizza or things like that. Our goal at Peruvian Brothers, we want to make sure that this fast casual Peruvian food explodes, just like on a regular night. Instead of you thinking, oh, I'm just gonna have tacos, I'm just gonna have pizza, I'm gonna have Peruvian chicken. Peruvian food is, like you said, there's so many dishes. In the World Record of Guinness, Peru has the most main dishes out of any other culture.
Right.
You not only have food from the coast, you have food from the mountains, you have a great cuisine in the Amazon. So, and each place has its own dish. And then you compare that with the different influences, like you said, Asian, Italian, Spanish, it's a melting pot.
Every part of the restaurant I see is detailed, even from the minute little things that you have set up. Everything is, you said you brought some stuff from Peru and other places as well to have like the layout of the restaurant.
Correct. It's something very important to us for somebody to come in and actually come in and experience something about Peru.
Right.
And do something and feel like they're coming into a little bit of Peru here and taste the food, and then at one point they can go back to Peru and be like, oh, I saw this, so I enjoyed it.
Nice. All right, so what we have here, this drink is called, for those who are at home who don't know.
This is a Pisco Sour slushy.
Okay.
So Pisco is our tequila.
Right.
Like our flag spirit.
Okay.
And we have a Pisco Sour that a lot of people make it in Peru. I grew up drinking it since I can remember.
It's like a brandy, right? Or a grape brandy?
It's a grape brandy.
Okay.
But the reason we make it into a slushy frozen drink is because ourselves, we're not trying to compete against other Peruvian places. We want all Peruvian places to do great. We're trying to compete against other cuisines. For example, here, the frozen margarita is well known. Everybody knows about a frozen margarita. Everybody wants to, when there's a frozen margarita in the menu, you want to have a frozen margarita.
Correct.
But nobody knows about a frozen Pisco Sour. 4 years ago, when we opened our first restaurant, we were thinking, how can we be unique in a way that we can not only that we don't want to compete to other Peruvian restaurants, but we want to compete to other cuisines, like the Mexican cuisine that is so popular. And one of the things that we thought about is making a Pisco Sour slushy.
Okay.
So Pisco Sour slushy is just pisco, lime juice, and simple syrup.
So there's no egg white in this one. It's
There's no egg white here because we don't shake it.
Right. Okay. Got it.
In the original normal Pisco Sour, there's an egg white that you shake for the foamy.
Right.
And then here we have chicharon, which is a purple corn that we export from Peru, and we brew it. We brew it with cinnamon, cloves, pineapple, apples. We brew it. And
so you're not getting this when you say corn, most people are thinking, wait, I'm drinking corn, like this is like a vegetable, purple corn,
that we bring from Peru.
Right.
And like
it's more of a sweeter type of taste.
It's a little sweet. But again, we want to, they sell this in the bottle and things like that, but we want to make it as natural and original as possible with our own recipe. So we batch this once or twice a week, and we just keep making it and keep brewing the purple corn. And it's not the easiest way to do,
right?
But it's the best way to do it.
Okay.
So we're selling our culture. So we don't want to give you something that is not the best of our abilities, if we can actually make something from scratch and offer it to you.
Okay. Well, let's cheers. Oh yeah.
And with the Pisco Sours, 1 is fun, 2 is fun, 3, watch out, 4, you're on your own.
Yeah, when I was in Peru, I think I learned the hard way, and I think I lost count. I was somewhere in the double digits.
There you go. Yeah, they go down very easy.
Yeah.
But and they're delicious. They're a great summer drink, and it's something that if you go to anybody's house, or any reunion, or any Peruvian restaurant, they will have that in the menu.
Now this is a lime flavored one. You do other flavors.
We have a maracuya, a passion fruit, and a traditional one.
Okay.
And if you really want, regular shaken Pisco Sour, we can also make the regular Pisco Sour.
Nice.
But this is something that we've been proud to offer since we opened the first restaurant 4 years ago, because again, Peruvians know how Pisco Sour tastes. Most people have had a Pisco Sour, but we want to compete against other cuisines. In this instance, we're trying to compete against the frozen margaritas.
Okay, all right.
And when we first opened, I had a mini state visit here.
Okay.
We had the governor of Virginia, that is the highest entity in Virginia.
Right.
And we had the ambassador of Peru, all at the same time here, which is the highest entity of Peru. So we had Virginia and Peru meeting here. And the whole point of them meeting was to be able to get something going, more things coming, more trade coming from Peru straight to Virginia.
Okay.
But he made a Lomo Saltado. That's what Andres is about to make.
And this was the dish you were talking about earlier that brings a little bit of Asian influence.
Correct. This is a stir fry, and the way he's gonna do it is Lomo Saltado a lo pobre. A lo pobre meaning for like poor people.
Poor man's dish.
Poor man's dish, and it's like the Lomo Saltado, which is a stir fry of filet.
Right.
Seasoned with salt, pepper, ají amarillo, a little bit of vinegar,
right.
And then the poor part comes with an egg on top and plantains.
Okay.
Because everybody has eggs and plantains
right.
laying around all the time, so
you can at least get one egg out there, right?
That's right. So here at Amazon, we do everything electric.
Okay.
Usually, in other places, we have an open flame.
Right.
And it creates a big flame on top. Here we can't do that because the Amazon building is all electric. There's no open fire. But like I said, we've adapted, like Peruvian people have done all their life, to be able to make the same dish with the same flavors. So the key here is to have the pan really hot.
Okay.
To get a good sear.
All right.
Then we add some onions. He's gonna add some soy sauce. That's where the Asian influence comes in.
Right. So this is more like a stir fry base mix, or
A stir fry mix, yeah.
Okay. And then they'll be served over, like I guess, accompanied by like some rice and.
We have some rice, some French fries.
Okay.
And then on top we have the egg.
Yeah. So this is heavily, if you need the carbs to get in, this is everything that you're getting, and the protein.
I tell Lomo Saltado is like one of my favorite dishes.
Right.
Like the ceviche, Lomo Saltado is like, what do we sell at Peruvian Brothers? We sell things that we love to eat.
Right, of course.
So
how can you not like it? You're getting a little bit of breakfast and the main and everything.
Oh yeah,
all thrown into one one cuisine itself. Okay.
Yes, some vinegars. We add the tomatoes at the end. So we got some fresh fish too. Because another thing that we're doing here is we want to make sure that we also compete with the cavas, the sweet greens, where everything comes in bowls. Mm-hmm. So also, along with these dishes, we also have bowls. We have a Peruvian power bowl, we have a fish bowl, a chicken bowl, a steak bowl. That everything that already comes in a plate. Yeah. You get your quinoa salad, your sweet potatoes, your egg, everything in one bowl. So people just come here and just get that instead of thinking, I want a lomo saltado, I want this, I want that. So we try to accommodate all different ways of eating.
And all different palates for everybody over there.
Absolutely.
This is one of the things about living in this area. It's a mix of everything. I mean, every culture, every country is represented in this DMV area. So, I mean, we're trying to, help everybody, or at least appeal to everybody else, and make them kind of feel like they're home and, show everything that we have here. So I like it. All right, so a little egg on there too.
Oh, absolutely.
Fried egg, all right.
Oh yeah.
All right. Some French fries on the side. Are these yuca fries or regular French fries?
Those are French fries. The lomo saltado originally just comes with French fries and rice.
Okay.
But we're making it a lo pobre now. That comes with the egg and the plantains.
All right.
No te pongas nervioso, Andrés.
All right. Man,
Andrés has worked.
Many jobs.
Andrés has worked in so much pressure with us.
Right.
In food truck places where we had, 50 people in the line, 50 tickets at the same time.
Nice, beautiful plate, man. A lot of things going on there, but it's all kind of blended very well.
There it is.
Yeah, right. Are these more sweet potatoes or on side? Or?
Those are fried plantains.
Plantains, okay.
We got the French fries, the steak, and the egg on top.
And you can kind of see like the stir fry thing with the egg
everything.
on top. Yeah,
The plate eats by itself. It's beautiful.
Once you hit that yolk and it spreads everything, mix
it
all
together.
We're
gonna
do it right now. Yeah, like I
we're gonna do it right now. Let's go eat.
Amazing.
So before it gets cold.
Okay. Yes, let's do it. Which way do I kind of just go in it? Do I just attack it at once?
I usually like to grab a piece of steak.
Okay.
With the fries.
Yeah. Kind of like a little steak frites.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Good stuff, huh?
Yeah. You taste that traditional kind of stir fry thing, but there's a little bit of sweetness too.
Ají amarillo.
Okay. And that's like the traditional yellow sauce that kind of goes on it?
It's a yellow pepper.
Okay.
It's a yellow pepper.
All right.
Look at that.
And then the onions are kind of like caramelized too.
Yeah.
Great on
I
it.
usually just taste this food, with the fact that you came here and we're doing this. It's a win-win for me.
Right.
Because I always want to eat it. People ask me, what's your favorite Peruvian restaurant? And my response is, when you eat at home, that's your favorite. That's my favorite food. But if I don't get to eat at home, at least I get to eat here with the recipes that we grew up eating at home.
Of course, yeah.
So,
all right.
And then the egg that you were talking about.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get some of that yolk there.
Oh yeah.
Have it on the rice.
Oh yeah. I mean, I grew up eating, if it was rice, either with butter or with egg. But if we can add some steak here.
Yeah. All right, let's get some of that.
Yeah.
And the steam is coming off of it.
And if you like to use some hot sauce.
Okay. And this is your guys' own hot sauce, correct?
We make it from scratch.
And you're able to, and you do sell this to?
We sell it in the restaurants. We sell it online. And I think the sauce itself is great. The reason we start bottling it is because when we were in the food trucks and we were parked in the same place 2 or 3 days in a row because a lot of people came out. By the second or third day, some people were like, well, I had your food yesterday, I had this other food now, but can I have a little bit of the hot sauce?
Oh, to go, right, to save.
So, but this hot sauce, we went a step ahead. And we actually came out with these little chullos. These are the hats that people put on the mountains of Peru because of the cold. These are actually handmade by women artisans in the mountains of Peru. So we buy them directly from them.
Okay.
There's no middleman. There's no anywhere else but in the mountains of Peru. So by us selling these sauces, we sell these sauces for $6. They're not expensive.
Right.
We're not trying to make money on the sauces. We're trying to sell the most that we can so we can keep buying these little hats from these women artisans in the mountains of Peru.
Yes. So this is two different flavors, or is it the same thing?
Yes, this is a rocoto, which is a pure pepper that we export from Peru.
Okay.
And this is more like a barbecue rocoto, like a sweet, smoky, sweet, and spicy.
Right.
I try both.
Okay, let's do it. Gotcha.
This one is hot.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. If you like hot, definitely try that one.
Yeah. We're gonna try a little bit, a little bit of hot ones on here.
Yeah.
We
want to be in the hot ones.
Try a little bit.
That one you can spread a lot.
Okay. Yeah, it does have like a little barbecue, hickory.
And again, we try to keep it as Peruvian as possible, but we also try to adapt to different cultures.
Right. From all the dishes that I've tried, I can taste each flavor from all the things that's combined together.
Yeah.
And I think nothing is overpowering or goes over the other one.
I'm very happy with how everything's turned out, because when we first started the food truck, we were sort of limited of what we could use. But now, since we have the restaurant, we can really push the offerings that we have.
Right. Now it's time to try the other. This is the one that you said was hot. So
yep.
I'll go a little bit. Hopefully.
You like hot sauce?
I do.
Okay,
right.
Go ahead.
But there's certain levels, like.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's not bad. I thought it was going to be more.
Right.
Oh, it's going to percolate. It's going to build up more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel it building.
And the good thing about the rocoto hot sauce is that the pepper is so delicious that it adds flavor to the food.
Right.
It doesn't.
It's not just heat, right?
It's not just heat. It's an actually delicious pepper. Unfortunately, because of the FDA, we can't grow the peppers here.
Interesting.
That's why I had the governor of Virginia and the ambassador of Peru, and I'm like, how can we do to start growing this pepper here?
Yeah, it's definitely a build-up.
There you go.
Yeah, it's kicking in now, right? I was talking a whole bunch, and then now it's coming back. But
it's a good heat.
Right.
Not like flavorful heat. Not like I can feel my ears.
Right.
But it's something that it's nice.
It let you know it's there.
Oh yeah. We Peruvians let you know we're here.
Welcome to the party. Yes, exactly. I think this is probably like even a good hangover meal too. You know what I mean?
I think so too.
Enough Pisco Sours. The next day, this is.
We'll go with another Pisco Sour. We can try a chilcano as well.
Oh, okay. I'm for it. This is the colors of the
Peruvian flag.
Yeah, the Peruvian flag. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the original chuyos that we first saw were different colors, more like a Peruvian rainbow.
Right.
These ones were just on brand because we want to be able to push these items out. Mm-hmm. So this literally brings me to my childhood.
You said you have the alpacas here, right? Now, what's the difference between an alpaca and a llama? You know?
They're the same family.
Same family. Okay.
They're cousins.
Okay.
The way I like to describe them are, think of it of alpaca, like a little BMW 330.
Okay.
Cute one, nice, manageable.
Right.
And think of a llama, like an old school F-150. Big truck that you can put whatever you want on top of it. The alpaca is more of, they use it for its fur, and the llamas, they use it for cargo.
Okay.
The llamas are bigger animals, 300 pounds, 400 pounds.
Oh wow.
The alpacas are a little smaller than that.
Yeah, the ones when I saw here, when I came out, it was like, they were docile. I was like, do I touch it? Do I not? Like I was afraid. Is it going to bite me? Is it going to spit at me? What's going on?
The alpacas that we use to showcase, they see vets once a month to make sure they're up to date with their vaccines and make sure they're eating well. And these animals are pets. They're like your dogs. That you want your dog to be well fed, up to with all their shots and everything. Mm-hmm. So that's what we want to show them. That's what we want to. That's another way of us being like, hey, this is a little more about Peru. Yeah. Do you shear them often, or do they not get sheared? Or the alpacas get sheared usually in April.
Okay.
Because of where we live. If they live in the mountains of Peru, they don't get sheared. But because of where we live, they get sheared in April to be ready for the spring and summer. And then by winter, they grow up the fur again, and they're ready for the winter. They actually love the winter. Okay. They love the snow. They love the cold weather and everything. Where they have the big fur.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna make a chilcano, which is splash of lime juice.
Okay.
Put a lime here, so we try to give a little bit of freshness. And then we have make a keg of ginger ale and pisco.
Okay, sure. Now, is this your own beer also that you guys have?
Yes.
All right. So what is it like a lager or what is it?
It's a lager.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
We'll make one of these, and we'll have. Let me get a cold glass. Yeah. This is it's called chilcano. The Pisco Sour is our flag drink, but the chilcanos is more of like when it's super hot outside and you've had a couple Pisco Sours and you want something super light, super fresh, you move to a chilcano, which is pisco, a little bit of lime juice, and ginger ale.
All right.
Very simple.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So this chicharon sandwich is pretty much what started Peruvian Brothers.
Okay.
We when we first started the first food truck, we were always thinking like, what do we want to make the food truck about? You know, we wanted to do something healthy and everything, but we were not really passionate about eating healthy food. We ate healthy food because we want to, be in shape. But when we really came down to it, it's like, what are we passionate about? And what we're passionate about is Peruvian food that we didn't have here. And this pan con chicharrón, it was the one sandwich that we used to go with my dad to the market and eat. And this is where it really gets together the Spanish and the Peruvian.
Okay.
The Spanish is because of the pork. Right. And this is a salted pork that we cook in the broth. And then we deep fry it just a little bit to get the edges.
Nice, that crispiness all I see around.
So you can get the crispy on the outside, but you get most of the meat as well.
Right.
And sweet potatoes. The sweet potatoes are actually, like you see them there, we actually bake them first, then we peel them, slice them, and then we deep fry them. So you get in as sweet as you can.
Nice.
And then we top them. The thing that we top it with is called salsa criolla.
Okay.
And that's a very well-known Peruvian salsa. That is literally every single dish that you can think of.
I'm about to say, I think I've seen that.
You probably had it before. It comes as a side of anything.
Yes.
And they just give it the perfect sweetness, saltiness, and tanginess of having a perfect sandwich.
Yeah.
And when we go outside, we're gonna add some ricotta hot sauce, and that's gonna give really a kick.
Gotcha. And you said you get the bread from what?
This bread, before we started Peruvian Brothers, we went up to about. It took us literally 2 or 3 months to find a bakery that could be able to bake our own recipe and actually deliver the bread to us fresh every day.
Yeah, I think that's important, especially. I love sandwiches, probably my favorite style of just food of everything and just a combination. And the bread is important, to me.
How many chicharron sandwiches have you sold? Honestly, I have no idea, but over 11 years, we've done a lot of them.
Wow, amazing. All right, I'm ready for it.
Let's go.
do it,
go.
Cheers. Cheers, yes. All right.
All right, onto our sandwich here.
Yeah.
This sandwich right here was the beginning of everything. We started Peruvian Brothers around this sandwich, and it's the sandwich that we grew up going to the markets and eating with my dad, and it's something that we did not have here. And what better way to have it whenever we want? Have it in your food truck and be able to eat it whenever you can.
Right.
I usually for people that like to heat,
Spice it up a little bit.
I usually like to add a little bit of our sauce here.
All right, I'm gonna do it like you. I'm gonna go ahead and dab it up. All right. First bite. Oh yeah.
Yeah? Good combination, huh?
Of everything.
You get the sweetness, the saltiness, the spicy.
Yeah. And the pork is so tender and succulent, juicy. And you guys are not you put a good amount on there. You're not some you go to restaurants, they only give you a couple slices or.
My accountant is not a big fan of me.
Right.
My accountant is all about numbers. I'm all about people coming back to our restaurant and a good experience. Nowadays, you go to different places and they serve you a little bit here, a little bit of there. I'm like, no, I want you to come here, pay a fair price, eat well. My accountant may not be really happy with me, but at least I'm having people that are enjoying our food and enjoying our culture.
Yeah. You can definitely taste the slow roasted or the pork, and then it's just kind of sitting in the juices, kind of just that bath, just bubbling with everything, all the marinade, and yeah.
You can add the sauce. You don't have to add the sauce. I think the combination is
it works both ways. Yeah, and this is great. Like if I'm stopping in for lunch, and I can definitely see the food truck aspect of it. Of will bring people back. You came out from a night of, like I said, partying, drinking, or out of a club, or just anything, every other day. This is a great dish.
And some people don't like the sweet potatoes or the onions. I'm like, you need to have the whole experience.
Yeah, I don't think it overpowers it, the sweet potatoes, especially with like the hot sauce on it too. I think it kind of blends it all together, and it also adds like another layering of on top of the food, what makes it more like softer.
What do you think about the bread?
The bread's like nice and crispy, flaky. You have that baguette,
It's baked today.
Yeah.
It doesn't have preservatives. We try to give it from A to Z, from the freshly baked bread to the good meat to the good sweet potato, and just it's something that I myself that I'm a really picky eater.
Right.
I don't like to go out because I know that the price of the food and everything, and it's just like if I'm gonna be paying for something, I want it to be good.
Right.
And there's been some times where I go home and take my wife a couple chickens from here and I eat them. I'm like, I can eat this all day.
Yeah.
So I'm picky, and I want people to come here. And I tell people here that live around here, I'm like, we're gonna be here for 10 years. So if you don't like something, let us know, because we want to make sure that this is a spot that everybody can come and enjoy the food and have a good time.
This is the type of sandwich that you make no modifications to. You just you say, give me another one. That's what you say. Amazing.
And that's what happened in Peru. It's like you just go and sit there, and if you're a growing boy like I was back when I was a kid, you have two. You know?
I could definitely put down 2 of these for sure, 100%. Oh my God.
That's why we do in smaller portions now.
I love this. Like A1. That would definitely be back for this, for sure, 100%.
This is how it started.
Yeah. Well, keep it going, man.
Thank you.
Don't change it. I know sometimes when restaurants get bigger and they shortcut things, or they try to do it, or you open multiple locations and it's not the same as it is.
And listen, that's what happened when we went from 1 food truck to 2 food trucks to 3 food trucks. You try to keep the quality, but it's hard.
Yeah.
And that's when we slowed down for 3 or 4 years, and we're like, we just want to come back to our basics. Then we got back to our basic, and that's when we opened our first restaurant. And then we had the restaurant going for 3 years during COVID, which was super hard. I mean, that's a different story. During COVID, we never shut down. And as a matter of fact, we ended up donating over 25,000 meals to first responders because of donations that we got and moves that we made. And we kept everybody in the team working and going.
Yeah.
So that's why we have such a good team right now, because it's longevity.
Right.
We're not trying here to run a sprint and just try to get whatever we can. We're here to run a marathon. We want people to keep coming back, to keep enjoying, to keep telling people that this is a good place, and to keep exploring our culture.
Yeah, I think it permeates throughout, and not only do the guests see it, your staff sees it, everybody, that's just one of the things that people will always remember, right? So yeah, cheers to you, brother.
Okay, so this is picaron. This is something that, again, it's something that it's very festive.
Okay.
We ate. This is a parties and everything, and it's a dough that is squash and sweet potato, and we would literally make the dough here.
Like a donut?
It's like a donut.
Okay.
But you deep fry the donut. And you with a wooden stick you make the shape of it and everything.
Okay.
It's quite nice, and chancaca is like a honey that we make from scratch as well.
Okay.
And it's called chancaca honey.
That's the sauce that's going to be on drizzle
That's
on
the
top?
honey that we're gonna drizzle on top.
Okay. So that's what he's making right now. Throw those in the fryer, and then it kind of just rises to the top.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And again, it's like a little bowl. Andres is really good at this. These women that actually make him for life, they grab it with one hand, and then go like this, and then
Oh,
just
and
throw
literally
it
just
out.
put it over there.
It's
Wow,
almost
yes.
like an art, you know?
Yeah.
And that's all they do. It's just picarones, 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 and it's again something that we grew up eating in Peru.
More like a street food style thing?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right.
Hazte
perfect.
tres nomás. Yeah. The stack is usually 4, but I asked him to do 3 only just because I think we've been really heavy.
Yeah, no, you're
we've been
right.
really heavy on the entry.
No, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, for our festivals, when we have festivals at La Cosecha out here, we usually just have like one person only making them.
Okay.
Because they're asked for so many, and you can't eat them when they're not fresh. You always want to eat them when they're
Yeah, it
fresh.
has to be definitely like hot out the thing. I think it probably gets
Yeah.
too cold from there.
No, Andres is really good at making them. He's good at everything.
Yeah, I can see, man. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. Yes.
And now now that he got the shape of it, we deep fry for a little bit longer.
Okay.
We put the timer and we wait.
Okay. All right.
We had the food truck, it was a little hard to make, but now that we have a restaurant, we want to bring this because this is fresh, made to order. It's a squash and sweet potato dessert in Peru. It's called picarones. And this right here is golden syrup. It's made out of chancaca. It's a sweetener in Peru that we bring, and we make it into honey here.
All right. And just throw some over there.
Honestly, the way I like to eat it, just grab and go, man.
Yeah. It kind of looks like a funnel cake. You know what I mean? I guess for those.
It tastes a lot different than the funnel cake.
Right.
But go ahead and try it.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna cut this in half too. I know you're not a big sweet guy, but
No, I mean I'm willing to at least try it to see
still.
what it's like.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So just dive in. It's like airy, you know.
I like to squeeze it a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, it's very like airy in between, and then like nice crunchy, nice crunch to it.
The satisfaction of us as owners, as people that we're trying to teach other people how to make Peruvian food, and they get it, it's the best satisfaction of all.
Yeah, it's
And
still light.
Grab it, like squeeze it against the honey.
Yeah, this is. I understand what you were saying earlier. Well, you have to have it like hot, you know.
You can't just make them.
But this is something that I guess you could kind of have in the morning time with the coffee, or or even late night,
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Yeah. It's sweet. Like I'm not a big sweets person, but this is not like overly sweet.
It's not a chocolate mousse.
Right. It's not like this is something I could do.
It's made out of sweet potatoes and squash.
Right.
So this right here, I only did half and half, even though I don't like to share the alfajor just because we're having both desserts.
Okay.
But this is a double layer cookie with dulce de leche. And these cookies we bake in-house.
Okay.
And we just top with a little powdered sugar.
Now this is definitely the one that you want to have with like your
Coffee.
espresso or coffee. Yeah, for sure.
I can taste Peru.
After dinner, type of drink. Or,
Yeah.
And what's this in between?
Dulce de leche.
Dulce de leche.
Yeah.
It's a sweet milk.
Yeah.
Everything has been phenomenal.
The person that travels stamped.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. 2 thumbs up. If I have a third one, I give it to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you very much, Giuseppe, man. I appreciate you, man. Coming to Peruvian Brothers, man, make me feel like I was in Peru. It's been a couple years since I've been there. The food is amazing. I love the story and everything that you're trying to build for the community out here, and all the food that we've had. This has been A1, top notch. Peruvian food is still, still in the top of my list. And I encourage you guys to definitely travel. And for those of you who live in the DMV area, come check out Peruvian Brothers. They are an amazing restaurant, and just good people that are behind it. So that makes it even A1, adds that extra plus to it. So thank you guys for watching. Check them out, support them, travel the world, explore it, do all those things. And we'll see you guys in the next one. We're out. Peace.